name is Abdurrahman. I'm a lecturer in a public university in Kenya. I deliver lectures in computing and informatics. Welcome again to another series of our videos. In our last session, we talked about primitive data types, and basically we talked about the 4 primitive data types. Basically, we talked about the integers, which they are divided into integer, short, and also we talked about the character, which were divided into signed and unsigned. Also we talk about the float, which was divided into float, double, and long. And lastly, we talked about void. In today's lesson, we are going to answer ourselves what are the signed and unsigned data types. So into that, let's start by the definition of what is the signed and unsigned data type. Basically, we know from our previous lesson that signed, when we're talking about the signed data type, basically it actually outputs, or it holds both the positive and the negative values. So when you declare a data type to be signed, actually you are declaring it to have either a positive or a negative value. So it can hold both positive and negative value. When we are talking about the unsigned data type, all the unsigned data types, they only hold actually positive values, only positive values. So that's very important to understand. Let's move on to the second part of it. We're talking about the syntax of the signed value. So basically, the syntax of a signed value they can be declared into 4. They can be declared into 4 ways. And these are the ways. The first part of it, we can say, for example, short A. So that will be the declaration of a signed value, or we can say short int A. So here we are telling the compiler that the variable A is of data type short integer, or alternatively we can explicitly say sign, the word sign, and then we write up the word short A. And the last one, explicitly say signed short int A. So these are actually the ways whereby you can actually declare the signed values, and all these particular signed values, basically they take a format specifier of %d. And if you don't write the word sign here, basically this one, it is the default. So when I say just short A or short int A, by default it takes up the sign and that particular area. And the format specifier for this particular one, actually it is %d. Let's go to the second one, which is what you call unsigned. So when you come to the unsigned data types, basically here you have to explicitly actually write the word unsigned. So there is no default, there is no default when you don't write up the word unsigned. So they have to be explicitly write the word unsigned. So here you will have only two syntax. So here you write up unsigned short A. So that will be the declaration, or otherwise you can say unsigned short int A. So this will be the ones actually to declare them in this particular two-way. And basically the format specifier will be %u. %u will be the format specifier for unsigned ones. So basically that is at the end of this particular explanation. Now let's go back and see how we can implement that into C. Here in C, we are seeing up a program of adding up two numbers, and here we don't explicitly define. We just define a variable called sum, which is of data type short, and then we use up the sign short A, and here we are giving it a value of -10, and actually we have seen in our definition the sign data types, they can take both positive and negative value, and here you are taking up the negative value. And then we have got unsigned short int, whereby we explicitly say it is unsigned, and unsigned they take only the positive value. And then here we are saying our sum should add the first the first variable A and first variable B, and then output it into that. So here we are saying printf, and we are using up explicitly the format specifier of an unsigned, to output it. So let's run this particular program and see what happens. So when we run this particular program, we are seeing basically we are getting up the sum of A and B. It is 10. It has taken -10 plus 20 to put up a -10. But let's put up %d, or also if you can get up the same answer. So if you put up a %d, which is can take up both sign and unsigned, and then here we change. Here we change and put this value maybe as 40, and let's see what happens when we run this particular program. So when you execute this particular program, yes, explicitly actually it has worked, because the %d it is used for sign, and sign can take both positive and negative number, and here we are getting our answer as -20. Thank you very much, and that makes up the end of this particular session. And in our next session, actually we are going to talk about the control flow. How does a computer make up a decision, making up branches using up if statement, using up switch statements and other statements. So thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe on the link below. Thank you.